I did make the announcement that these changes are occurring because we weren't getting enough new people on board to come to the lunch and learn. So some of the concepts that I want to work with is to have this as an open forum of making comments, having suggestions. What can we do? What do we need to do? What are we doing to go forward to expand our business? So we want to hear some great ideas and input and information from everyone. It's not going to be a lecture per se, or I'm facilitating for everybody. So, and Lauren's going to help today. David, did you have anything specific you wanted to address today in IT?
Just basically a mindset issue that I think is a really important one, and something that I keep running up against whenever I get a new person who wants to, they just don't feel like they're competent to do this. I would point out that from my point of view, as far as I know, all of you people are humans. And the philosophy that I've always had is that any human can do what any other human can do. It's just that they have to certainly focus on that a little bit and get some practice, maybe some guidance, and so on, so that they can do things. So we all learned how to walk, and we all learned how to talk and that kind of thing because there were people there to help us and to pattern that behavior for us. But when we're trying to learn something new, it helps to keep an open mind and not carry along the baggage saying, oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm not this kind of person or something. There's now motivation. You have a business that will work much better if you do adopt the use of these things. And I would point you to a program that's on PBS. You can get their app on whatever device you have, your phone, your iPad, your computer, and actually go to the PBS app, and inside of there, look for a series called Hacking the Mind. And the first episode of that series is the one I want to focus you on. They talk about two different kinds of thinking that we do. There's fast thinking of things that we're already used to and we kind of know how to do, and so it's just natural, and slow thinking. Slow thinking does take a lot more energy and it can tire you out, but it's what you have to do when you're learning something new. And I'll just leave it at that. Send you to PBS and watch that one episode. You'll get a little bit more of a feel for that. But the new stuff is going to be slow thinking. So spend some time, get into there, but keep an open mind. These things can be done. Hopefully they were designed by people who understood the human need of things, and are the people who design these, for the most part, the apps, are trying to make life easier for you. But there are certain things that you have to learn, and we'll just let that go for this week.
Right, good suggestion, because that's the way, and Carolyn, I think, said it well on our last meeting, that, it's here to stay and it's not going away. So we can, it's how I opened one of my meetings is, how do you eat an elephant? I did a meeting for Joanne Boltinghouse the other night, and I asked everybody, how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time. Pam's taking, one specific thing that she's looking at it, and not getting overwhelmed, but taking steps to go forward. So those are important elements. The other thing that I find is I'm getting a lot of younger people to help me. I'm talking to them, so it's a recruiting prospect for element for me. I don't need to learn it all. I just need to find those wonderful, beautiful people like Lauren B., who are assisting me or who want to come in my business and be a part of helping educate me while I educate them on the value of Shaklee. So it can be a win-win situation that way. So with that said, let's go forward a little bit. Lauren, let me have you share what we are going to do today. So we're making a switch again, Lunch and Learn Business Huddles, developing a profitable Shaklee business. And it's a time that we're dedicating to business growth by exploring topics surrounding presenting the business, product, and IT education. Next slide. Okay, we're going to go into showing a couple of things when you go to the, if you look at this link, everybody. This is how you get to some of the most important information that you're going to need. You can take a screenshot of this so you're sure to have it available for yourself. And this is where you need to go. So let's enter that room, Lauren. Okay, so apparently, and I want to open up this up for discussion. How many of you are doing the Shaklee noon training events?
When I can. I'm not able to get there every day. But
Yeah, I'm not either. David, you are. That's fabulous. I can't, the timing isn't working for me every day. And apparently they did an in-depth training on Shaklee Share App. David, you just want to give a little recap on what they've been doing so far?
Yeah, and actually, I haven't caught any of them live, but since they're streaming them to the Shaklee Effect group anyway, and I think also the 100 Days to Amazing or something Facebook group, they are captured and they're immediately available after they're done. So if you don't catch it live, you can always go through it later. But yeah, they did a really nice in-depth training. They do answer questions of people if you're there live, so you can ask them questions, generally through the Facebook comments and that kind of thing. I think there's also possibly a Zoom version of that, because I did hear a couple of people actually verbally asking questions rather than having their comment questions repeated. But they go through all the basics of that. That was the one that was yesterday. And they give some pretty good examples and demonstrate it for you. And they demonstrate on both iPhone and Android.
Great. Well, we're going to have Lauren share what she can bring up her phone, and she's going to go through that with all of you. We did discuss last time that you need a new, you need iOS 13 or above apparently with your phone in order to really get it working right. There is Pam shared the Shaklee shared telephone number to work out any issues that you may have. But let's
If I may, Joanne,
yeah.
Sue Hildren. I was on the one yesterday about the Share App, and I was just on the one this morning on meology.
Great.
And they are being done both on the Shaklee Effect Facebook page, as well as doing Zoom. So they're at the same time. On Shaklee Effect Facebook page, it's available to replay it, whatever, almost immediately, obviously. And then they're posting it on the, in the Shaklee tools, whatever, online within 2 days. So yesterday should be up tomorrow. The Share App stuff was pretty well covered. The main thing was, yes, the OS issues, if you want to have the thing to work absolutely correctly and for them to be able to support you. Some people are finding if you haven't quite got Apple iOS 13 or Android OS 8, if you're just below those, the app might work partially, but they can't support you below that. But anyway, those two programs were quite good. The meology one this morning was pretty good.
Great.
There are some definite limitations right now, but they're working on it.
Yes.
I have a question, Joanne.
Who's that?
It's Laura.
Okay, Laura.
Does Shaklee have any plans for getting together with Apple and giving Shaklee employees some sort of a discount on purchasing or trading in an Apple phone?
No.
Oh, too bad, because I have an iOS 6, which means I have to go out and buy a new phone.
Well, as Carolyn said, you know, it's a tax deductible investment in our business. You know, and that's just a part of doing business. So you get a great tax deduction to do that.
But it is cash up front.
Right.
And I
Well,
thought since Shaklee is such a large company, I thought maybe they would do that, but it's okay. Just
Well, we
wondering.
can always ask that question. Maybe they can go forward and, you know, we could put a little tickle in their ear and see if anything like that will happen. But I don't think they do that.
Okay. All
Because
right, just wondering.
it then becomes very contractual and a commitment of how much you need to do and how much you can promise. So it's probably not anything that they will ever do.
And
Okay.
I've worked with Apple a lot since the 1980s. I used to be a consultant to them, and there are things that they might be able to set up for employees. We are definitely not employees. We're independent contractors. We're still on our own for all that.
Yes.
Also,
Thank you.
I don't know if anybody can hear. Can you hear me?
Yes,
The call yesterday was also very important. It was very intense in the sense that if we're not as savvy as the young people today, there was a lot of information. So yes, on Shaklee effects, you can review the whole thing, but there also is, with the Shaklee Share for the iPhones, I was having a problem with it swirling, and I thought I was going to have to get a new phone. And we called the 800 number, which is on that replay call. And I'll give it to you if y'all don't want to have a chance to do it. But anyhow, I went there and it was fixed within a minute by the staff that installed the program on our for Shaklee.
great.
Laura, you may be able to get it fixed and not have to buy a new phone. I thought I was too.
Okay, thank you.
That's good to know. And, you know, I have got to applaud the corporation and what they've done for us. And as David said, you know, Hacking the Mind, the PBS series, it's all in personal development and our thinking of how we want to view things. And we always have to look at things in a forward movement thought process, because that's the way of the world. That's what's happening today. And that's how big organizations are going to be built today. And are you ready? Okay, let's look at just how many of you, you know, this is what is available to all of us. Connect and engage with the new existing. So if you have an issue, Bill, let me clarify for you, because you're a new guy on the block here and everybody's saying all this language, and you may not even understand what some of that language is. But you can join the Facebook group called Shaklee Effect. So if you go, or do you use Facebook, Bill?
Yes.
Okay, so you put in the search engine Shaklee Effect, and you
Sorry,
ask
it's the Shaklee effect.
the Shaklee Effect. Thanks, Sue. And then you get into there, and then you'll see the trainings there that are available.
Okay.
I know Susie has sent you to Partnership with Nature Partners, that is our family organization product training site. So you have that available to you as well. And so you're at the stage now where you're going to be a good student and learn a lot of the lingo and a lot of what many of us here are experienced and people. So if you have a question, write them down and we'll get to them. Lauren, hit the get started first one. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this gives you all of the training that you need with a video clip. So we have to be good students to learn. You can turn the video on, Lauren.
Here's a quick introduction or overview to the Shaklee Share app. You can go to the iOS store or the Android Google Play Store and download the app. It's called Shaklee Share. This is what it looks like. And once you've downloaded it, you can log in using the same username and password you use for your back office. Once you get inside, you can see that this is a very powerful tool to help you as you're sharing Shaklee with other people, to not only find content to share very easily, but to share it very easily, and then have intelligence behind it, have automated things that are happening in the background to make your business flow a lot easier. So let me kind of give you a quick overview of each of the features. You can see down at the bottom, there's this tools section where all of this content resides, you know, PDFs, videos, audios, anything that's related to digital content that you can share is now here. And this will frequently be updated. In fact, if you ever are unsure if you have the latest content, you just come, pull to refresh like this, and it will update and put in the newest content that's available that you can start sharing right away. So Right there, you can see that that's where you'll come to find content and share content. There's also a learn section. When you come into the learn section, there's an overview courses for like getting started. Like when you first come into this app, you can follow this course to get started with Shaklee and all the information. I'll show you that in a minute. Or even the Shaklee Share app itself, you can come in here and get up to speed on that. And then there's an activity feed that shows you all of the interactions that happen within the app, both from corporate communications to you, as well as all of the individual interactions from people you're sharing Shaklee with. So you can see when you sent that, what they clicked on, what they watched. And then there's shortcut links as well that make it very easy for you to, find things that Shaklee wants you to be able to find, products and services, enrolling somebody, looking at your sample orders that you placed, Shaklee Connect, promotions, incentives, news and site events, group emails, the Naturally blog, shopping, and desktop soul sites, all quickly accessible right here from your mobile app. Now let's go back. Well, let me go first to one other area. This is your personal badge area. And there's a section in the training that will show you how to set this profile up the first time. So this is where you'll come to manage markets and settings that personalize the app for you. So be aware that that's where you'll come for that. You can also kind of customize the app by selecting here and seeing the different resources that are available and turning that on or off. And then in the tools section, I'm just going to go through this a little bit more in detail now. You'll see at the very top, you've got a couple things. One is the search function. So if you're trying to find specific content, this is the easiest way to do it. You just come in and, like if you're going to look for LifeShake, anything related to that will pull up when you type that in. So that's the easiest way for you to find content. You also notice that you will have these banner ads going through that will kind of keep you up to date on some of the things that corporate wants you to be aware of, product trainings, samples that are now available, promotions that are happening, tips and tricks on the Share app. And they'll also send some of these things that they want you to know through push notifications. So from your app, you'll get a push notification saying, hey, there's new content now available, or sign up for the next event. So you'll get those notifications. And those notifications, by the way, will also populate into your activity feed. So if you see a little red button here that has a number on it, that means those are corporate communications that you have not yet seen. So I'd encourage you to go there and look at those. In the tools menu, you'll see one of the key things that you can do on the Shaklee Share app is sharing samples. And there's a whole nother training section on how to do this. So look for that training section. And you can go through, and it's just so easy to click in and then send a sample, have credits that you can send it, add recipient, just like that. I can come in here, pick who I want to send it to, hit search, pulls up a lead, select that individual, and select the address that I want to send it to them, hit add and verify the address. And just like that, I can review the order and send a sample. So that's one way, very easy way to share samples, product samples with your prospects. Now, coming back here, there's other ways to do sampling and go to that training for that. There's Neology that you can go through here that you can post those images. There's new content that you can come through. And by the way, the CL button shows you all of the content that is posted in each category. So that what I was just showing you is just kind of the first 10 items, and then you can come here to see additional content. You can filter this content in easier ways to find what you're looking for, but you've got a robust platform with just great content that's available. Now you can see as we scroll down, it's also categorized into categories. There's tags for these items. So like if I select on an item, you can see that there's different tags in here that tell me what categories this will show up when I'm searching. Which just makes it that much more useful to find the items that you're really looking to share and to have available for you. I mean, you guys have a world-class marketing team that's supporting you with this great content that makes it so much easier to share Shaklee and its opportunity with those around you. You can see a body category, home category. There's also webinars and live calls that will be placed in the app and updated periodically for you. Drip campaigns, this ties to the sampling system. Again, there'll be additional content always coming into this app. So you'll just drag to refresh up at the top to get that fresh content. And then follow-up messages, this also ties to the sampling system. And then there's an interactive video segment too. There's a training specifically on this that you can watch where you can record your own video that's personalized or customized to either a single individual or to a group of individuals you'll be sending it to regularly, like maybe all your new customers, for example. You can record that video and then embed things like join my Facebook group, or click here to learn more information, or click here to schedule a calendar event with me. So those are some of those types of things that are really awesome that will just personalize your message that you're sending to them. In fact, you can even take content from in here. So like this webinar, and I could go in here, copy the link to that webinar, and then I could paste that link inside of my personal video to somebody, say, hey, you really need to check this out. So that's just some of the ideas on how you can use this app to grow your team. Now, the other thing is learn. Let's go in there a little bit more. I just went over this briefly, but as you go into the learn section, you'll see the getting started is really something that you need, regardless of how long you've been in the business, and that all your new people need. When they click on it, it gives them bite-sized lessons that they can go through. It shows them the percentage of completion.
Lauren,
shows
put it
them how
on
long
pause,
it's going to take.
please. I don't know how much longer this is, but let's go to the, yeah. Okay, let's take off the, let's go back to the full view of people, and we'll come back to this, the next thing. All right, I want to open this up for discussion. I want to ask people, those that are doing different things with the app, what are you currently doing? I know I'm doing a lot of the posting through Facebook to engage new people into taking a look at what I have to offer. Pam, I know you're doing things with the Shaklee Share app. You want to comment about that? What you're doing?
Sure. I just try new things all the time. And I just think I learn by trying. So I'm just kind of in there sending things. One of the things I might ask David this question. David, so I've been offering free samples through the app, and one of the, I have a member, and when I put her name in the field, I get the message that she has a duplicate email address, so it won't fill in her information, even though she's a registered member, and it's asking me to update it in the back office. And I have no idea how to do that. Number one, email addresses are not editable in someone's profile. Do you have any ideas about that?
I haven't tried this yet, but there is a way that you can bring up, as you saw in that video there, you can find a list of people that match something that you've typed in. You can then click on them and see their entire profile. And that is coming directly from your back office. That's not
I know, I do that, and her name comes up with her ID, but it just says she has a duplicate email address. So there's it's not letting me
I
send
think you
her.
have to call Shaklee Counseling unless Sue
Yeah.
has another answer to that.
I asked that
I
question
haven't
just
tried
the
it.
other. I asked that question just the other day, and they told me, "Oh yes, as an upline, as a sales leader, whatever, you can edit the email in the back office. Just go to their profile and click the little edit, the pencil in the upper hand or right hand corner of the section with their information, and you should be able to edit it." I haven't actually done it yet. I had taken a look and it's like, oh yeah, I guess I can. But I will also mention I had one person that, as far as duplicate email, I wound up with an email that was one customer's that got somehow switched to another customer within Shaklee. And I had to go through Shaklee to actually contact the other person for them to say that no, that wasn't their email and that it was somebody else's. So you may wind up talking directly with Shaklee.
Yeah, we're cleaning up our list, especially as we go out to communicate with new people. And Pam,
So what I did as a workaround, just to stay on this topic, because
Sure.
she requested and I couldn't get through. I tried that little pencil Sue. It did not work to edit her email. I could change her address, not her email. So anyway, so what I did is I added it as a gift. So when she does her next auto ship, it will fill in as a gift right there. So that's
Yeah, and
another.
as far as what I have found, because I got a call yesterday from Shaklee Order, they have to request that it be updated and changed. So one of my people did go in and ask, and they called me and they said, can this person edit their, edit their information? And I said, yes, and say hi to them for me. So that is a question that we have to write up and get corrected so we can change it. Donna, you have a comment?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. I did get my new buds, but they're not.
Yeah, it's much better, Donna.
Well, the reason is that I have my little computer. I have a big monitor behind it, and it's something to do with.
All right, well, we
Anyhow,
can hear you.
What I wanted to say is that I think you all need to be linked with the Facebook page on websites, tips and tricks. What's great about that is and Sheila can even testify to this because she couldn't get an answer to an issue she was having. I said, go there. It was answered immediately because we're on East Coast time, they're on West Coast. And Carolyn Sparger's son is very involved in a lot of stuff. And then there's a couple other people that I know very well. Anyhow, they're there all the time and they tend to answer questions rapidly. So,
Can you clarify the Facebook group name that you said, Donna?
It's called Website Tips and Tricks. And of course, you have to join it. Make sure you're Shaklee. And they usually ask you a question like, when was Dr. Shaklee born or whatever, something cute. That's a very good one to be in touch with.
Who runs that?
It's a field operation and
It's Shaklee Corporate Field Operation?
no, it's not Shaklee.
Isn't that Ruth Cutts or somebody? Isn't that Ruth? One of the Ruths?
Ruth, yeah, Ruth runs it. Ruth is extremely knowledgeable because she was involved in the original website debacles we had. And I just highly recommend it. I know Kathy Keating likes it for us to have that because.
All right, I just want to make sure that it's an authorized and, I don't like to send people to someone that I don't know or trust.
Barger's son is really managing it.
Kevin is excellent, so that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll take a look at that tips and tricks.
Let me help you understand why changing the email address is a particular problem. It is now the primary identifier for each person. So it has to be unique, and there are all kinds of other things. Since we went to Salesforce, who didn't know anything about our ID numbers, email was the thing that they had always used as the primary identifier for people before. So we're now stuck with that, and that has to be changed at a central location. We can't do it ourselves.
Right.
Excellent comment. Thank you. And that makes a lot of sense. And that's where I said that I had someone actually contact corporate to do it. And then they asked me if it was all right. Did I authorize the change? So it's for protocol and safety. Okay, let's have.
Can I just finish, Joanne? Can I just finish on the sample thing? Because it's fun to get samples out that way. So I got an email today from Shaklee saying that my person, Connor is his name, has received, and so now is a good time for you to give him a call. So the follow-up, again, they're queuing me to follow up at every step. So there's an ABC follow-up template. The other thing is that Nate, who just did the little video clip that Lauren was showing, if you have to pay attention to the feed function, Shaklee Share, because it will tell you everything that you can. And so as people get used to it and not to be afraid of it and to start using it, don't worry about keeping track of every detail, because I can go to the feed and see that I sent that my friend Jane Quinn clicked on the link that I sent on the hot and cold elderberry. I sent her links. That Susu visited a site that I sent. That Robin clicked on a link on Meology. That,
Wow.
you know, so it's got me a running commentary in chronological order. Who has visited and seen the material I've sent, whether it be a video, one of the images, loyalty. I sent a loyalty reward flyer to a couple people. So, you know, again, I'm having fun playing with it. I'm not holding back and trying to, you know, everything before I start using it, because it's tracking my activity here.
Wow.
That's
Good for
really
you.
important thing.
Lauren
Yeah.
is going, thank you. And your feed is kind of broken up, Pam, just to let you know, your speed of whatever your Zoom was a little off, but we got the greater gist of everything you said. And
Yep.
congratulations for such wonderful reaching out methods and getting responses and seeing that someone's opened it. You know, that is such a joy. You know, it's not like a drudge. So Lauren,
Right.
let's go back up to see what we have coming up next on what we put together yesterday. You want to share the PowerPoint, or you want to see what's next? Is that your clip, Lauren?
I was planning on sharing my phone and kind of showing.
Okay, let's have you do that then, because this is a good time to show what Pam may be talking about in the feed.
Of course. If anyone has a question about downloading or getting to the app, you can tell me and I can show you on my phone. I do have an iPhone.
Okay, let's see if anyone has a question for you as you load this.
So that video was a very good overview of what's in here. I was really going to pretty much just highlight the learn aspect, and this area right here, get to know Shaklee Share. If you click on that, like they were saying, it has several lessons that show how to use the app and the best, I guess, the best ways to use it. So this is basically just an overview of everything they showed at the conference. And then it goes into more detail here, navigating Shaklee Share. And it shows you how to do all of the things it says here, share the graphics, send product samples, all of this. So I watched those, and then this one I thought was really interesting, showing you how to set up your profile, manage your contacts, which I think is probably something important to watch and learn how to do from this area. So this is what I was going to highlight. Does anyone have any questions about something in the app or something they'd like to see or walk through together?
I do. So I'm doing a pop-up on Saturday with Meology. And I thought I had seen somewhere in there some graphic for that invitation. They have the short video, which I'll show, but I thought there was something with an invitation, like I'm looking for some kind of graphic that I can text people with the invitation for this. And I didn't see anything. There's one area that's highlighted. I think it says, yeah, if you go back here,
Pop-up event
if you go
resource.
down a little bit, yeah, but there's nothing there. You can't click on it. It's just pop-up events. Nothing happens.
So this pop-up events,
Resources.
PDFs and videos only.
There's nothing there that's helpful with pop-up. I did see Tiffin's. I mean, I went through the whole thing of how to do it, and I downloaded the how much time, how you
So
schedule
you're just
it.
looking for an invitation,
Yes.
Susie?
I'm
I
looking for some kind of visual that I can send out on the app with the invitation, like they have for the samples or sample posts. But I'm just, I guess, clarifying that there is none for an invitation. So I'll find my own. I just thought maybe I wasn't seeing something.
I would say, did you, I'm sure you did all this, but you searched to see if they had pop-up
Invites, yeah.
I got the guide. So that is a great thing to do, to put that in there for others.
I see they have an onboarding invite, but they don't have a pop-up invite. But you did a wonderful pop-up invite. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show your pop-up invite. I don't know why you think you need something else.
Well, that was in my computer, so I've got to get that visual. I guess I just have to find it on my phone.
Yeah, well, you can probably, get it to your phone and send it out, I would think, without.
Can I intervene there because I've done that many times with images?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just send it to yourself in an email. Do it, save it as a picture, and then send it to yourself in an email.
Okay, and then save it on the phone.
Yep.
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions with Lauren where you want to see her do something with this while she has the phone active on her iPhone? Why don't you go to the feed element of this, Lauren, where Pam was saying, so there's no notifications here, and that's where Pam was saying she went in and was sending different topics of conversation. Remember your back office, we can get out of that. Or go to the links now.
When you're on the feed, look under reminders. There might be some reminders there, even though you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe there aren't.
No, I was playing with this earlier, and I haven't seen any reminders on the feed.
But there's look at, there's the learn, there's a tool. And what's really good is that your database of consumers, we can get out of this now, Lauren. Your database of, thank you. Your database is right in there. So what you have to do is get creative of ideas of what you want to send to people, just as Pam is. She's thinking about her consumer business. She's then sending the people that she's thinking about. I would assume this is how you're doing it, Pam. And as I'm doing it, of new people that have come on board. Oh, I just thought about you. Here's some information that you might find of interest. And then it shows whether or not they've opened it. Can we bring up Susie's stuff?
While you're doing that, the meology little video and such that's in the Share app, when you send that out, that is not connected to our, there's no attribution. It's not connected to you yet. So you want to be sure in the place where you've got a chance to add a note to be sure to add your PWS address so that they can go there to do the assessment. The video is great. There's a little site that they can go see it, but then it doesn't take them to the assessment.
When is that supposed to be? Have they said when that's supposed to be repaired?
Nope, they're not. They're working on it. It's not that it hasn't been repaired. It just hasn't been connected yet.
Oh.
So what they suggest is go to your PWS and actually click on whether you're going to send them the information on meology in the Prove It Challenge or the meology by itself. Actually click on that and then copy paste that URL link into your note. So what I've been doing is sending that little video through the Share app, and then where it gives you the chance to add a little note, I stick in, to do your assessment now at treeofdreams.com.
Yeah, speaking of doing the assessment, I'm going to come back to that, but I want to talk about it because we've had an issue recently about that, because I believe a messaging on the meology is very good. It's not as simple as you just heard Sue say to access. I wanted to share everyone with you because Susie did this constant contact invite to her. Susie, you want to mention why you decided, everybody can read this, but share your concept of who you sent it to and why.
Okay, this is about our lunch and learn huddles. This isn't about the pop-up. This is about meeting at the lunch and learns, because I've been sending out weekly invitations for the lunch and learns, which were primarily about products. So we changed the theme, I thought, okay, well, this is primarily for people interested in business. And I thought, well, hold on, there may be people in my database that now have shifted and are thinking about that. And I also want them to know that I just didn't stop sending them invitations to the lunch and learns. So I sent them this as a soft invitation. So if they are thinking about it, and I tried to aim it more towards their emotions. So that's why I put meetings are now dedicated to topics regarding people who, and then in the parentheses, put business, same with product and the IT education. Instead of just writing business products, I wanted it to appeal to their interests. And then also because when I first started, I felt rude if I didn't share Shaklee with other people. Like, I'm going to keep this a secret? That is not very nice. They can do what they want with it, but you know, I can't keep it to myself. And that's why I put, how would you feel if someone kept something from you that would have greatly improved your life or the lives of others? So that's why I designed this.
I like, how would you feel if someone kept something from you that would have greatly improved your life and the lives of your loved ones? That's a great line. One comment I might make on this is, because it's a cold invite to them to join us, this might be a good email to send to people who you want them to respond to you to want to hear more. You know, so it's a more personal involvement than just come to this event on Wednesday, October 7th, because I know that sometimes I get invites to come hear about retirement issues or other things, and you know, I want to have to go into a cold meeting or room. It might be more personal sometimes, possibility. I love this because I think she's reaching out. She's letting everybody know that we have a business huddle going on. You might change the wording to something else for yourself, but it also might be a good reaching out method. And we can go to the next thing that Susie's done. I really just wanted to applaud Susie that she is putting effort and exposure out. And this is her pop-up event and invite that she's done, that she's announcing, and that she has people coming to. And again, it's maybe calling them, contacting them, inviting them to join her. But I like what she said here, discover in less than 20 minutes why so many people are loving meology. And this is a good product invite that we can all do our own 20-minute pop-ups. This is what, you know, the lunch and learns are transitioning to, because people want to hear from you versus going into a cold room, even though it's not, you know, personal touch coming into our rooms. They're more likely to come because of you, because of their relationship with you, because of their connection with you. And so, Susie, I wanted to applaud your reaching out methods for the pop-up. Okay, let's go back to the room, Lauren. So congratulations. Anybody else? I know, Mary Beth, you said you're doing some pop-ups. What pop-up events are you doing?
I just did one Monday evening at 7 p.m. So
what did you do?
Well, I talked about meology, and only half the people showed up, but that was okay. It was a couple, so that was good. And the husband actually completed the meology right online, because I used Shaklee's presentation on meology, and it took like 15 minutes. So it's really nice. It's a good time frame. And then I had the link to meology in my personal website for him to complete. They are already customers, so he decided to go ahead and complete it. And then when she's ready, she can just go through Shaklee.com and complete it there in their homepage. But it was good. It was good.
Okay, great.
And it created a meeting today, because the one woman who couldn't show up ended up not showing up Monday. We had a meeting this morning. So it's still getting the word out.
Even more importantly, the follow-up. That's excellent. Excellent, you know, so that's 2 events. We're going to be bringing forth the tracking sheet, that was sent out that we're going to be discussing, because that's what's going to grow our businesses and we'll go through. Susie, you can help Bill with the tracking sheet and what are some of the activities that really can build the business quickly. And it is all about these kinds of activities. Anyone else do some, Pam's done a great job with sending out that information and getting the feedback on that. Susie and Mary Beth have done pop-ups. Anybody else have stuff to share that show activity that you've been doing?
I did
Yeah.
a pop-up, but it was, sorry.
That's good. Go ahead.
No, I just said, I have a customer who I've been going through my database and creating for people who use the products regularly, and who I miss seeing. Some of them become here for my monthly lunches. But anyway, what I'm doing is I put you in my Zoom room for about 10 or 15 minutes so I can introduce you to the brand new collection of supporting products Shaklee's just introduced, and I miss seeing your face. And so I did yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Moved her into the product and connecting on a one-on-one basis. That was fun.
Great. And I don't know what you need to check, why your speed or something is not functioning really well, because you're breaking in and out. So hopefully we can fix that. But that's great. So you're really stretching out beautifully, and you're getting orders and new people. Who else has some activity that they've been doing that they can share?
I was going to say I had downloaded the Meology PowerPoint, and what I decided to do is take a number of the slides out, and I just wrote my own script on note cards. And then for the last slide, I put my personal website there, so it would be easy to access when they took the assessment. And I felt that I just feel like this 20-minute thing is brilliant, because I think people just want it shorter to begin with, and then it just puts you at ease with the person, so that and it gives you more time to get it more on a personal level with them. And I just found it to be much more relaxing. It was a friend of ours who became a member, decided to take the assessment, and then we discussed some of the supplements he's been taking, and then he decided to readjust some things. But I felt that it was easy.
That's great.
And using the Shaklee Share has been easy also, just because I love that prompting too. Like, I sent out some samples, and then the next day, which was today, I sent them out yesterday, it said it's time to follow up with either an email or a text. So I did that. But then I found that you could modify the actual message on the bottom when you send it. So I kind of modified it to my own liking. And I'm grateful that, it's going to prompt it. That's how I'm going to get it done, because it's prompting me.
Right. And what we'll do, as I said, is we're going to send out the tracker sheet again. We're going to pull it up and take a look at it, so that massive action equals massive results. Based upon our growing, the amount of activities that we reach out with new people will definitely increase our business growth. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help as many people be healthy as possible, but also to build a business which is profitable and sustainable as a career or a part-time income for ourselves. So this kind of activity is great. Thank you for sharing, Sue. Okay, who else? Anybody else want to add a comment? I know Lauren and I are doing different things and reaching out, and I love the pop-up. I know I can do anything. I can do multiple anythings at 15, 20 minutes. Then it's fun. Then it's not just I have to create something. I've got to make sure I fill the time. So it's really.
Joanne, I have a question, Laura.
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering, Susie, where did you find the nice artwork, the nice artwork?
I just go into Google Images and put in the word guesswork, and that's what came, and I had a whole bunch of them.
Very nice. Okay, it looks so professional.
It is, because it's not mine.
Very nice.
One of the things that I'm doing it okay?
What?
I have several audiences, and no one is unique and completely in one basket. So I have neighborhood people that don't know anything about Shaklee, and I decided to do what Charlene suggested and set up a meology website page. It's only $7 more, so I'm going to use that for a couple months and just try to attract people that want to understand more about their own health, and not our personal websites have a lot of information on it, and people, I know I'm that way, even in our own website, get distracted and we end up in another area. So I want to stay centered on meology and really get people in conversation about their health and their needs. So I'll give you a report as that's about ready to go, and I'm going to be sending it out. And then for my people who are already members and haven't used it in a long time, I'm going to be asking them to go into their site, and I'm going to take, as I said last week, a group at a time, a week, and just say, I've really been thinking about you, and I wanted to share with you, how Shaklee is so committed to helping people with better health.
Yeah, I'm also segmenting my emails and the people. So you create a strategy and a game plan. You can work off of your existing leadership or consumer-based business. I like what Susie was offering, and I'm working on that as well. To people's circumstances have changed, so that it's not always where they're, maybe years ago they were interested. So I'll be redefining that message for those that don't have a new existing business group like Bill and others that need to expand their group. Pick a choice of where you want to go and what you want to promote. I personally believe that the best approach for me is the Meology Prove It Challenge package. That's the only product that I want my new people started with. There became a challenge with that, and with getting to the appropriate location for that. Lauren, you want to mention that, because I now have to go back to 2 people who did the assessment. Go ahead, Lauren, explain it for us.
2 people that I had appointments with to walk them through the assessment. We went to Joanne's site and clicked my meology plan at the top and went straight into the meology plan. And then at the end, after they were done and they had entered their information, and it told them what they get in their packs, I was looking for the option to add on the Prove It Challenge. And I found that I wasn't able to do it afterwards, which I think it should be there for people that may just...
It will be. I've talked to Shaklee.
I think that's extremely important. And then I went to, even after I clicked become a distributor, it didn't work. It wouldn't add it, even though you could find it. So what we found is that in order to make sure that they have the Prove It Challenge right now, you have to go either in become a member or become a distributor first, and click Meology Prove It Challenge Kit in order for them to be able to receive the Prove It Challenge at the end.
So in order for them to see the Meology Prove It Challenge, which is where I meant sending all my new people, they either have to click member box or become a distributor box, which I don't like, because a lot of new people don't even know what that means a lot of times. So we have to, Lauren and I are going to do probably a little video clip. Yes, Sue?
May I offer what they said today this morning? Oh, well, it's morning my time, it's your noon your time. When you're sharing one or the other, you have to choose up front whether you want to share the Prove It Challenge Meology or plain Meology, and take them to go through your website. You go to the choice that you want, whether it's pick or not, go into that, and then if you're sending them the link, copy and paste that link, or if you're taking them to it to go through it, send them through that way, through either the one or the other. When they finish it and put it in their order, when they actually say order it, they'll have the choice to join as a member or distributor at that time. If you use the wrong one, they have to take the assessment over again
Right,
in the right one.
correct.
That's what
That's
Bill
what
and
we-
I did, and that's how he did it.
Yeah, we have to get 2 people to retake it. Because we didn't know that before. And the reason it came up, because in the master Facebook group, we dialogued that because someone else was having that problem. So it's very important as we're all talking to new people, and the way I want to start my new people is through the Meology Prove It program, because I want them to get the free cleanse and I want them to start on the protein. And so you have to take them to the correct site. Right now, they're looking at correcting it so that when they go through it, and we're instructing them that this is what fortunately, Lauren did, I'm having Lauren help me with this, that we didn't process their Meology assessment because we didn't want them to start that way. Okay, hopefully we didn't confuse anybody. Go ahead.
When I was setting up my new Meology subdomain so that I would have a direct link to do this, I noticed that there were 2 different paths when you got to the first Meology page. So I simply selected the one and went to the next item for the Meology Prove It Challenge,
Right.
grabbed the link from that, made that then the redirect in my Meology wildgreatmarketing.com subdomain, and it works like a charm. It goes right to
Lauren,
there.
do you understand that? Because that's what
They're suggesting.
Lauren.
Yep, I did that a week ago.
You repeat what you said the steps were, David? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I first I clicked the Meology link on my PWS just to see what it did, but then I noticed that there were the 2 different choices and they went to different places for different things. I wanted the one for the Meology Prove It Challenge, so I clicked that too, and then I grabbed the URL from that page.
Right.
And then made that the redirect for my meology.wildgreatmarketing.com subdomain, and it works great.
That's what I want created, because that's the way I want to introduce everybody. All right,
And if the company does change something, since I used the subdomain, I can just change what the redirect address is. If I had done something like a bit.ly link or something, I'd have to go back and create a new one. And I usually try to make those things also name something appropriately rather than just the gobbledygook that they usually give you. And so this way I didn't have to come back with a new unique thing. I can just use the one that I had before.
Yeah, I have my wellness profile, and I'm going to be changing that one again too, Lauren. So we've got to work on that. All right, the last few minutes we have, I want to have Bill, if he's up for it, to share your health story. Bill, would you?
Well, sure. It's a 6-year-old story, basically. I came down to Florida and went into the hospital with diabetes complications, which my A1C was 11, and normal A1C is supposed to be 5.8, so it was way high. So I got out of there, I got right on insulin, and I started pricking myself every day or shooting myself up, and I said, that's it, I'm not doing this the rest of my life. I contacted a holistic doctor, I lost 75 pounds, reverse the diabetes. But as you know, with diabetes, reversing it is by what you eat, but it also can creep up and you're never really out of the woods with it. So basically what I did for 6 years was learn about supplements, and I became a health coach. And I just never stopped learning. I learn every day. I was on the internet last night with Dr. John Westerdahl. He's Shaklee, one of the guys that started all the, anyway, very interesting. Anyway, my whole life now revolves around health, fitness, and I have another business, but I kind of walked into this with Susie by selling her some picnic table benches. And they mentioned to me they had some supplements. I looked at them and I wanted something for glucose. And I found that, and in a week's time, that brought my sugar down 30 points. So I was pretty impressed. And here I am today, excited and ready to go.
Yes, and you had an interesting comment yesterday when you talked about the company that you'd worked with for 30 years, I think you said. You were a salesperson for, why don't you share that story and about how many scientists they have compared to Shaklee?
Well, I know Shaklee has 75 full-time scientists. I worked 30 years for a multi-billion-dollar company who sold bakery items to Publix, to all the grocery stores in the country, all the McDonald's, the restaurants, the Walmarts. And they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and they only had a handful of scientists. And for a company like Shaklee to have that many just really impressed me too. But anyway, the story behind that is for 30 years, I sold bakery, cake, and donuts and garbage to everybody. And now for the last end of my life, I'm going to be selling things that'll actually make them well.
Well, we applaud, yeah, we're applauding you. And you're a nice addition to this wonderful group of people who are also sharing the wonderful health matters, Shaklee products. Well, thanks everybody. This is the new format. I think that we're all learning a lot, but we're also in activity, and come next week. And what we have tomorrow night, do we have another, anything else to show, or was that it? I think that's it. We have tomorrow night that we're going to be going through some good material on onboarding and the new business kit. Again, we're all learning together. I don't have all the answers, everybody. Join us tomorrow night for Skill Up, an in-depth look at onboarding and the new kits. So we're in this together to share the information. And again, it's open to people that want to take a look at our business model and do pop-ups for sharing the Shaklee products with the people that are product oriented. And that's how we're going to function for a little while right now.
Joanne, I had some people that wanted to be on this call and couldn't. Have you been able to fix that replay?
Yeah, we sent out the announcement of where all our recordings are. It's been sent in an email that Lauren did. She's set up a YouTube channel for us. And so you check your emails because—
Oh, I check it all the time. I have a problem with yours going into spam for whatever reason. We'll check it.
Okay, yeah, because we do have the location for all of the recordings. The tips from the top are on there. The Lunch and Learn recordings are on there. And our Thursday nights are on there as well. So everybody should be getting that information. If you haven't, just send me an email and we'll see what's going on. Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Bill, for sharing.
See you tomorrow night. Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Yeah, thank you.